Welcome back to the JCPod, partner with Stare Down Sports. Stare Down greatness is finally here. We are at least one day closer to the big game. So let's give out some player props, some straights, some novelty props. Talk about the game, kind of where I'm leaning, and my thoughts on how this game could potentially go. It's going to be a fun one. Just sad and crazy to think that it's the final JCPlays of the season, man. Like, what? The final game of the season already? Doesn't feel real, but I guess we got to accept it, right? We got 4 more days now to enjoy it before officially it comes to an end, which, crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But before we get into that and start it today, I'm also going to be posting these at staredownsports.com where I write articles and everything. Thursday, Friday, Saturday are probably going to release days. Like I said, I'm going to give all of them out today, but there's a couple novelty props that I'm still trying to find. Like, I can't find them in the books. Somebody gave them out that I'll admit I stole them from. I think there's 2 specific bets. I really like them. Like, I like that. I'm going to steal that and give it out myself as well. But then I can't find them in the books. I'm going to do a little bit more digging, so there might be a couple more novelty props and stuff, player props, stuff like that are on there. But we're giving out the big ones I'm taking today and everything. And before we get into that, let's talk some very, very, very brief and quick NFL news. There's 3 things I want to touch on pretty much before we start. First one is the Jets are hiring Frank Reich as their offensive coordinator. Interesting move. Not sure how I feel exactly about the Jets staff so far going into the season. And honestly, seems like that Aaron Glenn's probably not going to be there next year, for being honest. There's a lot of stuff coming out from the building that doesn't sound too good. Christian McCaffrey wins the Salute to Service Award. Shout out to him. That is absolutely awesome for him. And, I mean, it's a big honor. One of the I would say arguably up there with obviously the MVP is a big award as well, but to salute to service and stuff like that when it comes to giving back to the communities and everything, that's one of the awards amongst the players that, obviously all the awards matter, but this is one of those big ones that's like, hey, this is a massive award because of what it means to the players basically for doing stuff to the community. He has a foundation launched an initiative, 23 troops in 2021 that offers medical-based holistic approach, to support Special Operations Forces veterans healing from post-traumatic stress. And so, it's stuff like that. And honestly, with how much these players get money-wise and everything, the fact that they're give back to the communities and everything is absolutely awesome. So, like I said, big, important award. Shout out to him for winning it. And the final one is the Falcons' Matt Ryan said they won't commit to Michael Penix as starting QB, which makes sense. It's a completely new building now. He got injured again, which really, really sucked for him that he got injured again with his knees and everything. He's had, I think, 4 surgeries at this point on his knees now. And, yeah, Falcons are basically in a complete rebuild. Obviously they have, Bijan Robinson and players like that they're going to build around. But wouldn't be too shocking if they went a completely new quarterback as well. But, yeah, that does it basically for the 3 things I want to touch on news-wise. So let's officially head into the bets and everything. So when it comes to sides and everything, won't lie, over-under-wise, I originally leaned the over, but now I'm kind of thinking I kind of like the under. So first off, I'm not even going to take it at this point because I was kind of leaning both ways. But when it actually comes to side, some money is starting to come in on the Patriots now a little bit, but I think still 64% is on the Seahawks. It originally was in the 70s, but now it's at 64. I'm taking Patriots plus 4.5. I just like the Patriots with the points. Obviously, the Seahawks can win this game. They made it to the Super Bowl. It's going to come down to if Sam Darnold plays good to great. Good chance Seattle could win this game, but man, it's just hard not to take these Patriots, especially with some of the stuff that I've watched them do this whole season. When it comes to playoffs, they played in some shitty weather games, so it's fully hard to evaluate their offense completely. And because of that, they've been able to probably hide a couple more things that they didn't want to show, which they didn't have to because, hey, guess what? It's a blizzard now, so the game plan completely changes in this game. In New England, it was a horrible, sleeting rain type of game as well, so they can't do a lot there. So it makes you think that maybe they'll hide some stuff in the passing game, but obviously it's the final game of the year. Both these teams maybe have had stuff they've been saving a little bit. They're going to empty the tank completely. And basically, the main reason I want to take the Patriots is their defense. I think that their secondary is a lot better than the Rams, which I think a lot of people would agree with. The Rams' biggest weakness on their team was their secondary. When it comes to the run game, the Patriots are really good at stopping the run, and I think they're second in the league. I want to say I could be wrong about that stat, but I know they're at least top 5 in the league when it comes to stopping the run. Like I said, I think they're number 2. So obviously the Seattle Seahawks have a really good defense as well, but I just think the Patriots defense is a lot better than some people think, and it just comes down to we talked about this factor when the Colts had to play the Titans 2 times a year. Mike Vrabel. It comes down to the Mike Vrabel factor. I like Mike McDonald as well, but it's really hard to bet against that Vrabel guy. It just seems like he's able to figure stuff out, and if he gets even a solid Drake May game, it feels like he might be able to steal some field position, steal some stuff in special teams, him being Vrabel, but overall, like I said, the defense, I really like their defense. I think they're going to be able to do decently against the run. This is going to just come down to stopping Sam Darnold in the pass. A lot of people are joking about the seeing ghost thing, and either Sam Darnold can conquer it, or the Patriots can double down on it. Like I said, it's going to be a fun game. I just think the Patriots are going to be able to find a way to keep it close. There's a lot of stats, too, when it comes to the dog in the Super Bowl. I'll just read them out. I think a lot of people have said it as well. But Super Bowl favorites, they're 4.5 points. Super Bowl favorites of 4.5 points or more are 1-10 in the last 11 games in the Super Bowl. Underdogs have won 3 outright, covered the last 5, and underdogs are 15-7 against the spread the last 22. Patriots in white jerseys this season are 5-0, and white jerseys in the Super Bowl are 16-5 all time. Patriots have a choice of jersey, I think, of what they wanted to wear, because I think it just flip-flops every year, and like who's the home, who's away when they get to decide between that. And yeah, I just think that Patriots chose white because they're like, hey, we've done really well in the whites this season. We're going to keep it rolling. And like I said, you just see stats like that. It makes you want to take the dog just a little bit more. But overall, either way, I was kind of on the Patriots before this happened. It's just like I said, even if they don't win it, it feels like they're at least going to keep this within a field goal. It feels like this is a game that could come down to the final drive. Don't think this game is going to be a blowout. The under's now dropped to 45.5. I don't know. I feel like if anything, it's going to be like a 27-24, 21-24. Like, I just feel like this is going to be a 3-point game. The line hasn't moved all week either, even with the Drake May injury news, even with all the bets coming in and everything. So, yeah, I just think I like the Patriots plus 4.5. Going to be a fun game, I think, like I said, regardless, especially with the defense. If you're a defensive guy, these defenses might have some big moments, so can't wait, man. Some bets I really like. The first quarter, under 8.5 points. Usually the first quarter, a little bit of a tight affair. Teams are a little bit nervous. I think there's a good chance that could hit under 8.5 points in the first quarter. I mean, I won't lie to you. This is a bit of a sweaty bet. Won't lie, but like I said, you think the teams might be a little bit tight. My one fear is 7-3 might hurt them a little bit, but especially the Patriots. Patriots have been starting out really, really slow these last couple weeks, and even the Seattle Seahawks. They've also been a team this year, especially down the stretch at the end of the season. Had some really slow starts before they got it rolling in the second half. So I like for at least the first quarter, under 8.5 points. Other straight wires, like I said, we got the plus 4.5. And then I'm going to look at one thing I'm thinking about taking is first half. I got to look at the odds. I don't even know what the odds for this is. Seahawks first half, Patriots to win the game. Just in case, it's one of those. I might even think about betting it the other way where Pats win the first half, Seattle wins the game. Just do one of those. I don't know, though. I'm not the most confident in that. I definitely like the first quarter under. I definitely like the Patriots plus 4.5. Let's jump into now some player props because I don't think I have anything really sidewise besides that. All right, some fun props we like. We like receiving overs. We like Cooper Kupp's receiving over. We like Matt Collins receiving over. And I'm even going to go a little bit deeper on, I think Cooper Kupp's is around like the 30-yard range. I even like Cooper Kupp to score a touchdown. I think it's like plus 200 something. I might even bet him first TD. That's something I might do personally. I don't know if I fully want to give that out, but that's at least something like I'm kind of looking at, kind of thinking about. The odds are like 13-1, pretty big odds for that. I don't know, though. Like I said, I might stay away from the first touchdown because we are going to be taking the coin toss. And I think I'm going to take heads for the coin toss. We'll just get that out of the way now. I think I'm going to take heads this year. A little bit nervous about it. Tails has been good to us the last couple years, but it feels like a heads year for whatever reason. Could be totally wrong. It's a 50-50 shot, and sometimes the coin flip is absolute shit by the person who flips it. So, I'm also going to jump on the Matt Collins instead of taking his anytime touchdown. I'm going to jump on him to have over. His over's around the 30 receiving yard range. I'm going to bet 40 plus and then also 50 plus. He had, I think, 2 for 50 last game. He's a big part of the receiving game. When he was gone for that last couple weeks, they struggled. And then immediately when he came back in the Broncos game, like I said, it was a blizzard, so it was hard to make plays. But one of the few chances they had in the third quarter when the wind was at their back to make a play, Drake May threw it to Matt Collins. He was there to make the play. So he's been a big part of the offense. And I think 50 plus is around like plus 310. I think these odds are dropping a little bit. I think like plus 40 plus was like plus 200 something. Now it's like plus 188. I should probably just go to it instead of just reading from my notes. I have it right here. Receiving yards. So yeah, we're looking at Mac Hollins. 30 plus is plus 124. 40 plus is plus 220. 50 plus is plus 360. So yeah, that moved again because it was down. It did drop to 188. Now it's back up to plus 210. So that's been a bit volatile as it's gone on lately. But yeah, like I said, I like Mac Hollins. Sorry, I'm trying to see Cooper Kupps as well. 30 plus is minus 136. 40 plus is plus 138. I might just take the 30 plus. That's probably going to be the nasty boy too, by the way. Good chance of doing that. But to move along as well, I think I'm going to take both quarterbacks to throw an interception. I think their odds are like minus something, but I think there's a bet somewhere where if you take both of them, it's around the plus 200 something range. So I might jump on that. I definitely think there's a chance both quarterbacks turn it over. Not for sure. That one's a maybe, though, because that one's more on like the novelty, I would say, part of it, at least for me. I just won't lie to you. I think one of them for sure will. I'm not sure about the second one, though, but Jay said they have 2 plus touchdowns, plus 650. His MVP odds are plus 550. I think in order for him to have a chance at the MVP, he would need 2 touchdowns. But staying away from that. But that is, I probably will take him to score. The odds are kind of bad on it, so I might just wait for live. I don't know yet. Touchdown score-wise, I'm still a little bit deciding on that one. Trayvon Henderson, he hasn't played a lot the last couple games because obviously, biggest thing is Ramondre Stevenson. The Patriots just trust him a lot lately, and he's been playing really, really good football for them, and he's really good in the pass protection. And biggest thing is he's not missing like the easy 3-4 yards when they're there. There's a video going viral about Trayvon Henderson and him just struggling to hit some holes sometimes. But I also think they were great defensive plays. But either way, it's just one of those things with Trayvon Henderson. Maybe the game's just a little too fast for him right now in the playoffs. And like I said, the big thing is pass protection. Like they love Ramondre Stevenson in pass protection, so he's been in a lot more. So snaps have been a bit wild, but I am debating betting on some Trayvon Henderson stuff. I might just take it the longest rush. It's because, yeah, I probably would just take his longest rush if I take anything, but the fact that he hasn't been playing a lot lately makes me really, really nervous, so I'm probably going to stay away from that for the time being. The two defensive one I'm looking at, DeMarcus Lawrence to have a sack is plus money. I do like him to have one because that left side of the defensive line offensive line for the Patriots has been a little bit butt cheeks lately, so I do like for DeMarcus Lawrence to probably get a sack in that game. Marcus Jones touchdown. I'm tempted to take that if I'm going to take anyone for the Patriots. Him, I'm thinking might be a good idea. And shout out to Bill Simmons. This is one of the ones I'm going to steal that haven't found just yet. But he talked about Tonga getting a touchdown. And they've had Tonga at fullback, and he talks about how like the old Patriot teams, like they had Vrabel in the fullback, and then they would like throw a touchdown, so do touchdown, like make basically special plays for him to score a touchdown. And I think he said Tonga's odds were like 75-1 or something like that. So I'm probably just gonna sprinkle that with like $10 to make $750. I would love that, especially because, like I said, I think one of these teams are gonna run a trick play of some sort. It's a Super Bowl. You would think that they would. Like I said, you empty the clip here. This is your chance to win a Super Bowl, to win a Lombardi, to win the big game. To continue on with that, some other props. The shortest touchdown to be under 1.5 yards is minus 138. Apparently, it's hit 5 of the last 6 and 22 of the last 32. I don't know if I'm going to take that, but that's something I'm at least looking at as a potential. Like, if it does, I mean, like I said, the odds are kind of shite for minus 138, but has hit 5 of the last 6. I just don't know. That's one of those ones where it's like, I might just end up staying away from that one. I think we got to go to another book. Let me open up this other book real quick and log in because I have it saved. I think it's this one. Over 2.5 total players have a passes plus 190. There is a photo that went viral of Cooper Kupp acting like he was throwing a pass in a photo, and I mean he probably was just playing catch with somebody at practice, but not gonna lie to you. I do like the chance for this to happen. Like I said, the odds for that are plus 190. I think there's a good chance of it, even if it's the other team, even if it's the Patriots. Like, somebody's going to run a trick play, and you got to think somebody's potentially going to throw a pass. And for plus 190, I like the odds on that. Another thing I'm going to jump on, successful 2-point try is plus 300, and then an octopus is plus 1,500. I'm going to sprinkle the octopus, going to take the successful 2-point try. It just feels like there's a good chance that 2-point tries happen in the Super Bowl, and at least one does. Feels like every year, at least one potentially does. But one thing that does have me nervous about doing this is these are two coaches who will take their points and don't go like super high risk very, very often. So there is a chance of that potentially kind of scaring me off those. But those are 3 bets that I'm going to be looking to take. Some stuff, we talked about it. We gave it out on yesterday's show. I probably should check the updated odds on it because this thing has been running like a mug. It is Drake May to have the most rushing yards in the game. I got it at plus 1,000 on... Probably bet this... When did I bet this? I can actually just look at the date and time. I was trying to think and remember, but I took this on January 26th. So what was that, like a day after the games, basically, I believe. Yeah, it was that Monday after the championship games. I took it because this was something I felt like might have ran, and it definitely did because now... It is at plus 600 for Drake May to have the most rushing yards in the game. My biggest reason for taking this is if the Patriots are able to shut down the rushing attack for the Seahawks. Seahawks have a pretty good defense as well, and Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson, I mean, they've proven it. There's been games where they just aren't able to rush the ball very much, and then that might just mean Drake May has to do a little bit more in the scramble game, which he has proven he can also do. So that is something I for sure love. I already bet it, like I said, most rushing yards. I got it plus 1,000. Sucks to give it out plus 600 when I had a lot better odds, but hopefully you people are able to jump on it as well. Another thing I'm taking that I kind of like, Drake May and Sam Darnold each pass for 30-plus yards each quarter, plus 500. I'm taking it personally. I don't think I'm really going to give it out, but that's something I kind of did like at the time. But the more I've bet it, the more I've looked at it, I'm like, 30 yards, like, yeah, you can get really screwed if they go 3 and out like 2 or 3 times, and then... But it's only 30 yards. You kind of look at it. I just don't know. I'm a bit nervous about it because it feels like that's one of those bets where somebody's going to screw it up in like the 3rd quarter or something, or the 4th quarter, and then you're just going to eye roll and be like, why did I even think that was a good bet to take a plus 500? Hunter Henry to have a first drive catch is plus 250. I think that is going to be one that I for sure jump on as well. I think just to get Drake May settled in the game, or it could even be Stephon Diggs. But I'm going to take Hunter Henry because Hunter Henry does seem like his safety blanket, him being Drake May. I like for him to potentially get a dump down, and I just assume that it's going to happen first drive. As long as they don't go 3 and out, I feel absolutely amazing about it because my only fear is Patriots go run, pass first play of the game, but I don't know. They script out the first 15, so maybe they have something where they're going to target Hunter Henry. I just like for him to have first catch drive. Let me rephrase that. I like for him to have a catch on the first drive. Stephon Diggs might not be another bad option as well, but my bet is going to be Hunter Henry. And those are all the ones that I really, really love that I just kind of give out there. So we'll go over some more, but that basically on my first look through, all those are ones just yeah, I'm probably going to jump on these. There's a couple that made the cutting room floor, but a lot of those I'm going to jump on. We talked about some of the longest rushes that I might take as well. Game prop wise, there's largest lead of the game, who will score last, stuff like that. I'm not going to lie, I still need to look through a bit more of some of that stuff, but yeah, will there be a scoregami? Yes or no? I don't know about that. Final score to have occurred as a past Super Bowl final score. Yes is plus 400. No is minus 620. I might jump on that yes one just for... they got will Drew Lock play a snap? Will Joshua Dobbs play a snap? There's a lot of this, I'll admit. I need to look through a little bit more. But overall, I think I'm going to stay away from the Drake May passing stuff. I don't think I want to hop on that. Just for the fact that I don't know how injured his shoulder is. And overall, I'm not going to jump on really Sam Darnold's either. It's been one of those things where I just don't trust them either passing. I know they're probably going to have a good Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing fixed. It put me in a weird tab. I do think there's a good chance to get their yards around the 220 range, and I did already take a bet for them to throw 30 yards in each quarter, but it's just something about taking their total yards and like taking the over under with it. Especially the Patriots. The Patriots get like, for whatever reason, like jump on them 14-0. Like their game script's going to completely flip, and you could see Drake May only throw for like 180, 190 yards, and they focus more on the run game, controlling the ball, stuff like that. So these are two teams that like want to play with their defenses first, especially the Seattle Seahawks. So, but I mean, they trust Sam Darnold a lot more now than they did at the beginning of the season, but they trust in those defenses a lot. So it makes me just a tad bit nervous, I will say. So I'm probably going to stay away from that a bit. Touchdown wise, Kenneth Walker's minus like 195. I'm probably going to stay away from that. Bonner Stevenson plus 135. I kind of like A.J. Barnard plus 240. Don't know if I'm going to take that. Hunter Henry plus 240. I think I will take. We are going to take Cooper Kupp at plus 260. We might take Drake May to rush one in himself. Matt Collins is plus 430. That's tempting. Yeah, I'm probably going to take I think the only three I'm officially going to give out are Hunter Henry, Cooper Kupp, and then Drake May. Past that, I mean, Stephon Diggs actually plus 280. I like that as well. So plus 280 for Diggs. Plus 280 for Drake May. Cooper Kupp's plus 260. Hunter Henry's plus 240. We hit 2 of the 4. We're sitting in a great place. So I think that's kind of what I like there. We said we're probably going to take heads for the coin toss. I'd recommend, between the 3 books I've looked at so far, BetMGM seems to have the best odds at minus 102 for the players. So I'm probably going to be betting mine there and just being a psychopath and getting a thrill to start the game. Because, nothing gets betting going great like good old blood pumping and literally just being like, man, I just wasted my money. What am I doing? Or let's start off the day hot. It's either really, really high or really, really low. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. But I think we'll look at the player props real quick. MVP-wise, I don't know. It's probably going to go to quarterback, if we're being honest. If it's not going to go to quarterback, probably going to go to JSN. Actually, I'm probably going to take JSN's receptions over. His receiving yards it's insane, the receiving yards difference. Like JSN's is, I believe, sorry, I'm trying to pull it up. His, 93.5, and then the highest Patriots player, 44.5. We're going to take Hunter Henry over 39.5, though. We've liked this a lot during the playoffs. Hopefully it's going to be a good weather game so they can actually pass the ball a little bit. Because last couple games, last game literally, like I said, it was a monsoon. So they were, and by monsoon, I mean just an absolute shite storm of a blizzard. So it was really, really hard to do a lot of that stuff. Kayshon Boutte over 29.5, Matt Collins over 24.5. I like the Matt Collins one, but we're gonna already bet him at 40+. So I mean, I guess I can give out his regular receiving over as well. Travion Henderson over 2.5 is tempting. Ramondre over 24.5. I might make 2 nasty boys for this game as well. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been kind of tempted to think about making 2 of them. So if I do make 2 of them, just know the Travion Henderson over 2.5 receiving yards is going to be on the nastiest of boys. Because I think I'm going to make one to actually go for a win. I think I'm going to try to make I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make one that's actually one that has a realistic chance to hit. That's around the 900-ish. Plus 900 range, and then I'm going to try to make one that's plus 22,000 or plus 3,000. That might be a little bit harder, but could be doable. Maybe JSN 2+ touchdown, Travion Henderson over that, stuff like that. I don't think I'm going to take that JSN one though, but just give an example. But reception wise, JSN. Oh, did it go up? I actually don't even see his receptions. I just see alt receptions. I don't see. I was going to take over 7+, but that's minus 158. 8+ is plus 118. Honestly, we'll just take 8+. I mean, he is their best player. I mean, it's going to be one of those things where if he's either going to get involved and he's going to get 10, he's probably going to have 10 for 110, something like that, or he's going to get shut out from the game and end up with 4 or 5 receptions. So, I mean, even if I'm going to take 7, I might as well take 8. I think there's a good chance of him hitting that. Hunter Henry to have 4+ is minus 136. It's probably going to just end up in our nasty boy, to be honest. We talked about the Hunter Henry first drive catch. I think that might. Most receiving yards, Jason's minus 180, and everyone next closest guy, Stephon Diggs plus 800, and if anything, maybe Kayshon Boutte at plus 1,400 if he gets a couple deep shots. Rashid Shaheed, he only gets 1 or 2 receptions a game. Drake May and Sam Darnold each have 15 plus passing yards. Each quarter's now dropped to plus 100. Each team to have 1 plus 1 passing. No. Any quarter in scoreless plus 260. Seattle Seahawks score in all 4 quarters plus 130. For the Patriots, do that is plus 250. I think it's going to do it for today's show, honestly. Like I said, check out StayOnSports.com. I will have articles coming out the next 3 days after today. I'm going to basically finish setting them all up and prepping them for release. And then Thursday is going to be the... You know what? We'll talk about the articles in a minute. Let's give out all my official bets and everything. And then in the outro, I'll explain how the articles are going to work and everything. So, official bets for Super Bowl LX. Crazy it's already that time. Patriots plus 4.5. Under 8.5 first quarter points. Cooper Kupp's receiving over. Anytime touchdown for Cooper Kupp. Matt Collins receiving over, which is 24.5. Cooper Kupp's, I think, is like 30 something. I think we're just going to take him 30 plus because that's minus 136. And I kind of like the odds. Keep it just nice, flat, even. Matt Collins over 24.5 receiving yards, over 40 plus receiving yards, over 50 plus receiving yards. Both quarterbacks throw an interception. DeMarcus Lawrence to have a sack. Over 2.5 players to throw a pass. Successful 2-point try. Yes to an octopus. Hunter Henry first drive catch. Hunter Henry over 39.5 receiving yards. JSN over 8 plus receptions. And like I said, thank you all for watching this report. Really do appreciate it. StayOnSports.com. I'm going to do another deep dive. Oh, heads on the coin toss. Heads on the coin toss. Another one too. But no, I'm going to do a deep dive on these bets again. Or like, I'm going to do deep dive my bets, put them in the article, and then I'm going to deep dive the books again, look for some more to maybe add like maybe 2 or 3 into the articles that I didn't find today, because remember, these are the early leans and projections. But overall, very, very excited. It's been a fun year. So just crazy that's over. So like I said, Thursday will be the straights, and yeah, just the straights pretty much. I'll probably put both my nasty boys in there. Friday's probably going to be the player props and yeah, we'll do that. Friday will be the player props and all those types of props. And then Saturday will be the novelty props like coin toss. We talked about like the yes to octopus. All the fun, gimmicky kind of stuff like that I was kind of looking at and those leans there. But look out for those over the next 3 days. Then I'll be back in this feed Tuesday to react to the Super Bowl and everything and just kind of reminisce a little bit about how the season was and just kind of the wild news that happened over the weekend. Like I said, absolutely insane that we're already to this time of the year. It's been a fun ride. JCPlays has been really good to us. Had a pretty good year overall. As you see quickly from our show betting record, as we're getting out of here, it's been a really fun season. Playoffs were good. Playoffs really did help save the season a little bit because we had a few bumpy rides, especially the Nasty Boys. Nasty Boys, not the best, but then we had a little bit of luck towards the end of the season. Overall, it was just really, really good year. Had a lot of fun. Obviously wish we did a little bit better in Pickem. That was the only thing kind of went depressing. Personally, for me, I won a fantasy title. It was a really, really damn fun year, man. So I look forward to talking about the Super Bowl and everything Tuesday. Going to be a little bit sad, but should be a fun game. Everyone have a great weekend. I will see everyone back in this feed on Tuesday.